So, that's it, no money. Temperature sa Baguio is warm kumpara sa fall here. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add that one. So guys, we're gonna talk about what you are going to prepare while you're still in the Philippines, and also what you're going to do as soon as you land in Canada. So I have a few in here, I think very important ones only. So the first thing is you need money. This money is different from your show money or your, for example, if you're a student, for your tuition fee. No, that's different. This money is for your living expenses para may magamit kayo when you land here in Canada. At least 3 months worth of living expenses. It's very important. Alam nyo kung bakit? Dahil as soon as you land in Canada, it's not a guarantee na you will get a job right away. Ang daming naghahanap ng trabaho kahit na may work permit, may allowed kayo na mag-work. Still, it's not a guarantee na makakahanap kayo ng work agad. At saka, for example, maka-work na kayo, it will take at least 2 weeks para makasahod kayo. So, especially if may mga kids kayo nakasama, kailangan nyo talaga maghanda ng pera na gagamitin nyo to live off of it pagdating nyo dito. 3 months worth is a nice one, pero as I think if you live in like a province like Saskatchewan, the rent here monthly is around, let's say, $1,000. Kasama na dun yung kuryente, ganyan, sa mga apartments, no? So like $1,000, and then let's say a month's worth of grocery. For example, a family of three, siguro mag-spend kayo thrifty kind of grocery na is $500 that month, that first month, kasi hindi nyo pa rin kasi kabisado yung mga pagkain, diba? So let's say $500. And then for example, kailangan nyo ng transpo kasi wala pang sasakyan, diba? Mag-Uber, mag-taxi, or mag-bus pagdating nyo. So may counting din yan, mag-allocate din kayo ng pera dyan. So let's say you will have 2,000 each month. So for 3 months, let's say 6,000 yung, at least 6,000 yung nyo, ihahanda yung amount, 6,000 Canadian dollars. So that's it, no money. This is not the money from your bank account na show money, not the money from for your tuition. No, that's different. Okay? This is the living expenses money for the first few months that you will, after you land in Canada, that you will use. Okay? The second one is, as much as possible, you need to learn to drive while you're still in the Philippines. So if you don't have a car, or you never driven a car there, or you don't have a driver's license in the Philippines,
it's a must.
It's a must. Kumbaga, it's a must because in Canada, almost everybody, every adult is driving to get to work, to go get groceries, like to get where you want to be. Okay? For example, wala kayong driver's license and wala din kayong car kasi sa atin, di ba, hindi naman tayo lahat may sasakyan doon. So, you need to learn to drive, magpaturo kayo kung may kakilala kayo, and then as much as possible, get a driver's license after that. Okay, so that's number 2. Alam nyo ba kung bakit kailangan nyo mag-learn to drive or get a license while you're still in Canada? Kasi yung driver's license nyo from the Philippines, while in the Philippines pala, kasi yung driver's license na yan is magagamit nyo yan for 3 months after you land here in Canada. So valid pa siya for 3 months. So kung marunong kayo mag-drive doon sa Philippines and then you have a license, when you land here in Canada, kung may magpapahiram sa inyo ng sasakyan or makabili kayo ng used car, you can drive right away for the first 3 months. Okay, the first 3 months only. After that, it's invalid, and that 3 months is your grace period, kumbaga, your allowance para makakuha kayo ng driver's license, Canadian driver's license. The third one is basic cold gear, like warm jacket and warm pants. Yung lang, kahit may isa, dalawa, ganyan, just para pag land nyo dito, especially kung maglaland kayo ng winter, it's very cold. Lalo na pag dito kayo sa prairie provinces, ano talaga, malamig talaga. So, paglabas, yeah, extreme cold. Sometimes extreme cold. Kasi yung, for example, if you're a student and you land here in fall, that kind of lamig is, you cannot find it in the Philippines. It's very cold. We don't have it. Yung temperature sa Baguio is warm kumpara sa fall here. Temperature ng fall here. So, as much as possible, may dala kayo na warm clothing. Kasi kailangan nyo yun, lalo na pag may mga bata, they need warm clothing. And the fourth one is housing. On process na yung application ninyo. So, while you're still there, kailangan advance na kayo mag-isip tungkol sa kung saan kayo titira pagdating nyo dito, because if you live in a hotel for a month or so, it's very expensive. So, kailangan maghanap na kayo kung may kakilala kayo dito or may relative kayo dito. Kung hindi kayo mag-stay sa relative's house ninyo, pagdating nyo dito, you need to have an apartment or a place to stay na arrange na siya. Okay? Kailangan yun. Hindi yun optional kasi walang wag kayong tumira sa street pagdating nyo dito. Okay? Kung pwede kayong may relatives kayo dito tapos nag-offer na tumira sa inyo, yeah, you can take it. You can take it. Swerte na kayo pag meron kayong relative na let's say, magsundo sa airport, tapos nagpapatira sa inyo ng a few months, a month or two. Swerte na, maganda na yun. In your advantage na kasi while you're having your first few months na nag-a-adjust pa lang kayo dito, hindi niyo problemahin kung saan kayo titira, kung ganyan-ganyan, adjustment period. So, housing, very important. And the fifth one and final one while you're still in the Philippines is you have to prepare for the mode of transportation that you're going to use here. So, pag nag-apply kayo, siguro alam nyo na kung saan kayo na province, saan kayo na town, saan na city. So, you research the city on what kind of transportation, public transportation they have na pwede nyo magamit to go to work, to go somewhere else. Okay? So, if you're in the city, like Regina, like bigger cities, there will always be bus. May mga rota ng bus. And then, there will always be taxi, may Uber. I think those are the three options you have. So, and nakaplano na, you're gonna have to prepare yourself na as much as possible, you have the money na makabili kayo ng used car. Okay? Because that is very important also. Kailangan nakaplano na yun. So, sa city yun, sa mga bigger cities. But if you are going to a smaller town like us, like where we live, we live in a smaller city. There is no bus and no Uber there, but there is taxi, and taxi has like a flat rate. So, doon malalaman mo na I need money for my transportation there, so taxi. And now we're going to tackle about the things that you need to be doing once you land in Canada. So, I have 4 things here, and the first thing is the most important one is health insurance. Okay? There are different scenarios here. If you are an international student, most probably you're gonna have some sort of health insurance, medical insurance from your school, like included in your tuition or whatever. Usually kasama yan. And then if you are landed PR, what I've read here in Saskatchewan, it was in Saskatchewan, I researched, and then it says that once you set foot in Canada, your insurance or the public medical insurance, I don't know, like something like that, is already active. But if you're a student, I think there is some sort of like a gap. That's why you have this private insurance that comes from the school. Because after a month, I'm not so sure, after a month, you can have your, what do you call this one? Yeah, provincial health insurance card. Yeah, you can get that one. It's not gonna be right away. That's why the school will provide a private insurance. That insurance will be active once you land in Canada, and then I think a month, active for a month, and then that will expire, and then you should have your health card with you from that time on. The next thing is you're gonna have to get your SIN or social insurance number. That is very important because before you can apply for a job, you need to have an SIN already.
Where to go?
You're gonna go to Service Canada. There will be Service Canada offices near you. We are in a small town and there is a Service Canada office, so most probably everywhere like there will be a Service Canada office. So you need to go there and bring your paperwork like work permit or whatever permit you have, or if you're a PR, probably COPR, confirmation of permanent residence. So you need to bring those things like passport, the important documents. And number 3 is you need to be getting a bank account. You're gonna go to a bank near you, like most probably RBC, TD. Those are the common banks you can find anywhere in Canada. So you're gonna go to one of those banks and open a checking account. Sometimes they're gonna offer you savings account as well. If they're gonna offer you a credit line, a credit card, as much as possible, decline it like first. Like you have to think it over before you get some type of credit, okay? Just get a checking account. That's the most important because you're gonna use that for your payroll, direct deposit from your employer if you ever get a job. And number 4 and final one is you're gonna look for a used vehicle that you can use.
How about the identification ID card?
Oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna add that one. So number 4 is you're gonna look for a car, a used car, but still a reliable used car. Somewhere around 3,000, 4,000. If you have money, if you have access to like $5,000, if someone can like let you borrow that much, then it's more it's more nicer. Kasi you really need a car to get to work, to get to point E to point B, to point A, from point A to point B. Okay, especially if you're in a big city or like a city like Regina, because going from home going to your work will be a little bit distant, and well, there will be a bus, but if you prefer that you will not commute, you will have your own car, then yeah,
Go grocery,
yes,
school,
yeah, go to
wherever you want.
go to work, yeah. And it's important to plan so that when you arrive in Canada, you're not gonna be surprised with all this like what did you mention? Oh yeah, you need to have your ID. In Saskatchewan, we have what we call Saskatchewan ID. It's a proof that you live in Saskatchewan and like you can use it anywhere. That's gonna be like a good type of ID that you're gonna have, that you can use everywhere, like to transact whatever. But in order to get that ID, you need to have proof of address because they need to know if you really live in Saskatchewan, right? But that's the issue here because you're new and you probably don't have an apartment, etc., etc. So if you live with your relatives, you can use that address. And also, I think you can use the what do you call this one, Daddy? I think you can use the paper that you got from the bank if you open a checking account, just for a proof of address. And also, if you're, for example, staying with your relative, right? If they can add you to the bills, like add your name, for example, to SAS Power, add your name there, and when the bill comes, paper bill or like electronic bill, you can use that as a proof of address. But if not, if you are already staying in an apartment, that's much better because you have your own name in that apartment bill. Okay guys, so just a quick recap. These are the things that you need to be doing while you're still in the Philippines before you land to Canada, okay? First one is money. You need some money for your living expenses, at least 3 months worth while you're adjusting in your first few months in Canada. Number 2 is you need to get a driving lesson or as much as possible a driver's license. Number 3 is basic cold weather gear, warm jacket and warm pants before you land in Canada. And number 4 is housing. You need to plan your place to stay in Canada. You need to have an arrangement before you land in Canada that you have a place to stay. Okay, do not be homeless. And number 5 is transportation. You need to have an idea what are the available public transportation in a place that you're going to go, or if it's in a small city, you need to have some sort of money to be able to buy a used car like a month after you land in Canada or something like along that time. Okay? Once you land in Canada, you need to figure out if you're covered with health insurance, any medical insurance. Okay? You need to figure that out. And then get your SIN or social insurance number, and then get a bank account and find a used car if you need one, if you have the money to buy that car, and then get a provincial ID. Yeah, that's what you call it. I hope you find some great information in this video, and if you find it very informative, or I don't know if you're entertained, this is not entertaining video, but if you find it useful, please like and subscribe to our channel, and we really appreciate if you do that. We really appreciate what you watching this video already. So bye, we'll see you next time.